In the vast, sprawling tapestry of our world, woven with countless threads of human experience, there exist pockets of extraordinary diversity, communities that have, against all odds, maintained a profound connection to their ancestral past. These are some of the world's most remarkable tribes, guardians of ancient traditions and unique ways of life. Their existence offers us a precious window into the sheer breadth of human ingenuity, spirituality, and adaptation. For generations they have thrived in some of the planet's most challenging environments, from dense, steaming rainforests to arid, sun-scorched deserts, developing cultures that are as rich and complex as the ecosystems they inhabit. Today, we embark on a journey, not just across continents but through time itself. We will explore the lives of people who see the world through a different lens, whose languages, beliefs, and customs have been shaped by forces far removed from the relentless march of globalization. It is a journey that demands respect and a quiet sense of wonder, for in understanding their world, we may come to understand a deeper, more fundamental part of our own shared human story. Join us as we seek to discover these extraordinary cultures, to listen to their stories, and to marvel at the enduring spirit of humanity in all its magnificent forms. In the Bay of Bengal, surrounded by treacherous coral reefs, lies North Sentinel Island. It is a place shrouded in mystery, a green jewel in an azure sea, and home to one of the most isolated human populations on Earth, the Sentinelese. For what is thought to be tens of thousands of years, they have lived here, completely cut off from the modern world. Their isolation is not an accident of geography alone, it is a deliberate and fiercely defended choice. They have resisted, often forcefully, all attempts at contact, making them one of the last uncontacted peoples on the planet. Our knowledge of them is fleeting, gathered from a distance through infrequent and cautious observations. We see their simple, long shelters, built to face one another in a communal arrangement. We see them patrolling their beaches, armed with bows and arrows, their silhouettes a stark symbol of their independence. Their language remains a complete mystery, their social structure unknown, their beliefs and stories carried only on the island's breezes. They are a people who live entirely within their own world, a self-contained human ecosystem. They are hunter-gatherers, masters of their island domain. They fish in the shallow lagoons with nets and bows and hunt the wild pigs that roam the dense forest. They gather fruits, tubers, and honey, their lives intricately tied to the rhythms of the island and the sea. They seem to have no knowledge of agriculture nor of making fire, instead relying on embers from lightning strikes, carefully preserved in clay pots. This level of self-sufficiency is a remarkable feat of human adaptation. Every attempt to bridge the gap between our world and theirs has been met with a clear and unambiguous message: stay away. In the 19th and 20th centuries, encounters often ended in violence. Even gifts, left on the beach as offerings of peace, have been treated with suspicion or outright hostility. This response is not born of mindless aggression, but perhaps of a deep-seated wisdom, a collective memory of the dangers that outsiders can bring, from disease to cultural destruction. The Indian government, which has sovereignty over the island, now enforces a strict exclusion zone, a policy of eyes on and hands off. It is an act of protection, a recognition of the Sentinelese people's right to self-determination and their vulnerability to diseases to which they have no immunity. The desire to know more about them is a powerful human impulse, but it is outweighed by the moral imperative to ensure their survival and respect their wishes. And so, they remain an enigma. The Sentinelese are a living testament to a way of life that has all but vanished from the rest of the world. They are a poignant reminder that there are still corners of our planet where the story of humanity has followed a completely different path, a path we may never fully comprehend. Their solitary existence is perhaps the ultimate expression of human freedom, an unbroken line stretching back into the mists of time. In the arid, unforgiving landscapes of northern Namibia, where water is life and the sun beats down relentlessly, live the Himba people. They are a semi-nomadic pastoralist community whose entire culture revolves around their precious herds of cattle and goats. Their resilience is legendary, a testament to their deep understanding of this harsh environment. But what truly sets them apart, what makes them so visually striking, is their relationship with the earth itself, expressed through the daily ritual of applying otjies. Otjizi is a paste made from butterfat and ochre, a pigment ground from the iron-rich rock of the region. Each morning the women cover their skin and their elaborate braided hair with this fragrant reddish mixture. It is not merely for decoration, it is a symbol of beauty, a representation of the rich red color of the earth and the blood that signifies life. It also serves a practical purpose, protecting their skin from the fierce sun and insect bites, a beautiful and ingenious adaptation to their world. The hairstyles of the Himba are a complex visual language, communicating age, social standing, and marital status. A young girl will have two simple braids, or plaits, falling forward over her face. Upon reaching puberty, these braids are tied back, revealing her face to the world and to potential suitors. A married woman wears an elaborate headdress, the orembe, made from sheepskin, a crown signifying her new status within the community. Each style is a chapter in the story of a woman's life. Their society is organized into bilateral descent groups, a sophisticated system where each individual belongs to two clans, one through their father and one through their mother. This creates a complex web of kinship and responsibility, ensuring that resources and support are spread widely throughout the community. Decisions are made by a council of elders, and their connection to their ancestors is a powerful, guiding force in their daily lives, invoked through rituals at the sacred fire, the Okuruwo. The Himba way of life is under increasing pressure. The encroachment of the modern world, changing weather patterns affecting their grazing lands, and the lure of urban centers pose significant threats to their traditions. Yet, they have shown a remarkable ability to adapt without assimilating. Many Himba continue to practice their ancestral customs with immense pride, navigating the challenges of the 21st century while holding fast to the cultural identity that has sustained them for generations. To witness the Himba is to see a living connection between people, land, and livestock. It is to understand that culture is not just something to be observed, but something to be worn, to be lived, to be embodied every single day. Their vibrant red skin is a declaration of who they are, a proud, resilient people, painted with the very essence of the African earth from which they draw their strength. Across the vast, sun-drenched savannas of the Great Rift Valley in Kenya and Tanzania, a flash of brilliant red catches the eye. It is the shuka, the traditional cloth worn by the Maasai, one of Africa's most iconic and recognizable peoples. For centuries they have lived a semi-nomadic life, their existence inseparably linked to their herds of cattle. To the Maasai, cattle are not just a source of food and materials, they are the measure of a man's wealth, the center of their social world, and a sacred gift from their god, Enkai. Their culture is deeply patriarchal, with life structured around a series of age sets or rites of passage. The most famous of these are the warriors, the Moran, young men who, after a period of initiation, are tasked with protecting the community and their herds. Their image is legendary, tall and slender, carrying spears, their hair meticulously braided and often colored with red ochre. They are a symbol of strength, courage, and immense pride in their heritage. Perhaps no Maasai tradition is more famous than the Adumu, the ceremonial jumping dance. It is not a competition, but a demonstration of fitness, strength, and stamina. The warriors form a circle, and one by one they enter the center, leaping straight into the air, their bodies narrow and graceful, their heels never touching the ground. The higher the jump, the greater the warrior's prowess and appeal. It is a spectacular display of athleticism and a vital part of their courtship rituals. Their homes, called inkajijik, are built by the women. They are loaf-shaped structures, constructed from a framework of timber poles, plastered with a mixture of mud, sticks, grass, cow dung, and human urine. These homes are temporary, designed to be abandoned when the community moves on to find fresh pasture for their cattle. The entire village, or kraal, is enclosed by a circular fence of thorny acacia, protecting both people and livestock from predators at night. The Maasai have a deep and intricate knowledge of their environment. They use a vast array of plants for medicinal purposes, a pharmacopoeia passed down through generations. Their oral traditions are rich with stories, proverbs, and myths that explain the creation of the world, their relationship with Enkai, and their place within the great cycle of life on the savanna. This knowledge is as vital to their survival as their cattle and spears. In the face of modernity, the Maasai have faced immense challenges, including the loss of traditional grazing lands to national parks and private ranches. Yet, they have fought to preserve their identity. Many have found ways to balance their traditional lifestyle with the demands of the modern world, engaging in tourism and conservation while still holding fast to the core tenets of their culture. The sight of a moran, standing tall against the horizon, remains a powerful symbol of the enduring human spirit in East Africa. Deep within the Amazon rainforest, straddling the border between Venezuela and Brazil, lies the ancestral home of the Yanomami. They are one of the largest relatively isolated indigenous groups in South America, a people whose world is the forest itself. For them, the rainforest is not a wilderness to be tamed, but a complex living entity, a provider of all things: food, shelter, medicine, and spiritual meaning. Their survival depends on an incredibly detailed understanding of this intricate ecosystem. They live in large circular communal houses called llanos or chabonos. These remarkable structures consist of a vast open central plaza, surrounded by a ring of thatched roofing supported by poles. Each family has its own section under the roof, where they hang their hammocks. The chabono is a microcosm of Yanomami society, a place of constant social interaction, ceremony and ritual. It is the heart of their world, a shelter from the rain and a defense against both spiritual and physical threats. The Yanomami are hunter-gatherers and gardeners. The men hunt for peccary, tapir, monkeys and birds using long bows and arrows, often tipped with curare, a potent poison derived from forest plants. The women tend to the gardens, cultivating plantains, cassava and other crops using a system of shifting cultivation. This method, often misunderstood as slash and burn, is a sustainable practice that allows the forest to regenerate, a testament to their long-term, cyclical view of the land. Spirituality permeates every aspect of Yanomami life. They believe the world is populated by a vast number of spirits, or sapiri, both benevolent and malevolent. These spirits are believed to influence everything from the weather to the success of a hunt and the health of an individual. It is the role of the shamans to interact with this spirit world. They do so by inhaling a hallucinogenic snuff called yakoana, which allows them to call upon the sapiri to heal the sick and ward off evil. This deep connection to the spirit world is fundamental to their identity. The shamans are not just healers, they are the keepers of their cosmology, the storytellers, the political advisors. Their visions, experienced during their trance-like states, inform the community's understanding of the universe and their place within it. It is a world where the physical and the metaphysical are not separate, but are woven together into a single, vibrant reality. The Yanomami have faced catastrophic threats in recent decades. The illegal invasion of their lands by gold miners has brought devastating violence and deadly diseases like measles and malaria, to which they have little resistance. Despite the official demarcation of their territory, the fight to protect their land and their way of life is a constant, desperate struggle. Their story is a stark reminder of the fragility of such cultures, and the urgent need to protect the Amazon, the great forest that is both their home and their soul. In the southern highlands of Papua New Guinea, a land of rugged mountains and lush, hidden valleys, live the Huli people. They are a proud and flamboyant culture, renowned for their spectacular and elaborate traditions, most famously their practice of creating and wearing ornate ceremonial wigs. For the Huli, the wig is not just an accessory, it is a sacred object, a symbol of manhood, and a masterpiece of natural craftsmanship, intrinsically linked to their identity and spirituality. The creation of these wigs is a tradition reserved exclusively for men. Young Huli boys enter a secluded wig school, sometimes for several years, under the guidance of a wig master. During this time they live in isolation, adhering to a strict diet and observing specific rituals to encourage the growth of strong, healthy hair. The master carefully cultivates the boy's hair, gradually shaping it into a kind of mushroom-like frame, a process that can take over a year. Once the hair has reached the desired length and shape, it is clipped off in its entirety, forming the base of a wig. This human hair base is then decorated with an astonishing array of materials. The fur of cuscus and possums, the iridescent feathers of the superb bird of paradise, and the vibrant plumage of parrots are all meticulously woven into the wig. Each design is unique, a personal expression of artistry and status, worn during important ceremonies and gatherings known as sing-sings. At these sing-sings, the Huli men become a truly breathtaking sight. They paint their faces with a bright yellow clay called ambua, considered sacred, and a dramatic red ochre, creating a fearsome and striking visage. Adorned with their magnificent wigs, an apron of leaves, and a belt of dangling pigtails, they perform traditional dances that mimic the behavior of the birds of paradise, their movements synchronized to the rhythmic beat of drums. It is a vibrant, kinetic spectacle of color and sound. Huli society is clan-based, with kinship and land ownership being of paramount importance. Disputes, often over land, pigs, or women, were traditionally settled through warfare, and the intimidating appearance of the painted warriors with their wigs played a crucial role in these conflicts. Pigs are the most valuable commodity, used for trade, paying dowries, and settling debts. The number of pigs a man owns is a direct reflection of his wealth and influence. Today, like many indigenous cultures, the Huli face the pressures of the modern world. The discovery of natural gas in their lands has brought both opportunities and profound challenges, threatening to disrupt their traditional way of life. Yet the sing-sings continue, and the art of the wigmen endures. Their flamboyant displays are a powerful and proud assertion of their unique identity, a vibrant splash of color against the green canvas of the New Guinea highlands. In the vast, arid expanse of the Kalahari Desert, a landscape that would seem barren and inhospitable to most, the San people have thrived for millennia. Often referred to as Bushmen, they are considered to be one of the most ancient human populations on Earth, the direct descendants of the first Homo sapiens to inhabit southern Africa. Their genetic lineage stretches back further than almost any other group, making them a living library of human history. Their traditional lifestyle is that of the hunter-gatherer, a way of life that has sustained them for tens of thousands of years. This requires an encyclopedic knowledge of the natural world, an intimacy with the land that is almost beyond our comprehension. They can identify hundreds of different plant species, knowing which are edible, which hold water, and which can be used for medicine. Their understanding of the Kalahari is not just academic, it is the key to their survival. The men are expert trackers, able to read the faintest signs left in the sand, a broken twig, a disturbed pebble, the faintest of footprints, and from them, construct a detailed story of an animal's passage. They are persistence hunters, a technique that involves tracking and pursuing an animal, often for many hours or even days, until the creature collapses from exhaustion. Their primary hunting tool is a small bow with arrows tipped in a potent poison derived from beetle grubs, a slow-acting but lethal concoction. San society is traditionally egalitarian. There are no chiefs or formal leaders. Decisions are made by group consensus through lengthy and thorough discussion. Resources are shared amongst the entire group, a system that ensures everyone is provided for and fosters a powerful sense of community and mutual dependence. This social structure is as finely adapted to their environment as their hunting skills, a model of cooperation in a world of scarcity. Their spiritual and cultural life is rich and profound, most famously expressed in their rock art, some of which dates back thousands of years. These paintings, found in caves and rock shelters across southern Africa, depict animals, hunters, and trance-like experiences of their shamans. The trance dance is central to their spirituality, a healing ritual where the community dances around a fire for hours, the rhythmic clapping and singing helping the shamans to enter an altered state of consciousness, to connect with the spirit world and draw out sickness. The San have faced a history of persecution, dispossession of their ancestral lands, and forced assimilation. Many have been moved from their homes in the desert and struggle with poverty and social marginalization on the fringes of modern society. Yet their culture, their language, famous for its complex click consonants, and their deep knowledge of the natural world persist. They are a people whose ancient skills and egalitarian ethos offer a profound lesson in sustainability and community. On the northernmost island of Japan, Hokkaido, and the nearby Kuril and Sakhalin Islands, live the Ainu, an indigenous people with a culture and physical appearance distinct from the majority Yamato Japanese population. For centuries, their origins were a mystery, their language unrelated to any other. Today we know they are the descendants of a prehistoric culture that once spread across all of northern Japan, a people with a unique spiritual worldview deeply connected to the harsh cold environment they call home. Central to Ainu belief is the idea that gods, or kamui, exist in everything: animals, plants, fire, water, mountains, and even tools. The most important of these kamui is Kimun Kamui, the god of the mountains, who manifests in the physical world as the bear. The bear is not just an animal to be hunted, it is a sacred being, a visiting god who brings the gift of its meat and fur to humanity. This belief is at the heart of their most significant and complex ceremony, the Iomante. The Iomante, or bear-sending ceremony, involved capturing a bear cub and raising it within the village for a year or two, often with the women nursing it as if it were their own child. When the time came, the bear was ritually sacrificed. This was not seen as an act of cruelty, but as a way of sending the Kamui spirit back to the divine world, laden with gifts and prayers from the humans. It was a spectacular and deeply spiritual event, intended to ensure the gods would return again with more gifts in the future. Ainu culture is also distinguished by its visual traditions. The women were famous for their distinctive mouth tattoos, a practice that began in childhood and was completed upon marriage. The men were known for their full, thick beards, which were considered a sign of dignity and beauty. Their traditional clothing is a robe spun from the fibers of the elm tree, decorated with intricate, swirling geometric patterns that are unique to their culture, designs meant to protect the wearer from evil spirits. For centuries, the Ainu faced severe discrimination and a policy of forced assimilation by the Japanese government. They were forbidden from practicing their customs, speaking their language, and were forced to adopt Japanese names and lifestyles. This led to a catastrophic decline in their culture, and the Ainu language is now critically endangered, with only a handful of native speakers remaining. The Iomante ceremony has not been fully practiced for many decades. In recent years, however, there has been a powerful resurgence of Ainu identity. Younger generations are working tirelessly to revive their language, their crafts, their dances, and their stories. In 2019, the Japanese government finally and officially recognized the Ainu as an indigenous people of Japan. It was a landmark moment, a long overdue acknowledgement of a unique and resilient culture that, against all odds, refuses to be erased from the story of Japan. In the remote and isolated Omo Valley of southwestern Ethiopia, a region of incredible cultural diversity, live the Mercy people. They are a pastoralist group whose lives are dominated by the rhythm of the seasons and the needs of their cattle herds. They are known to the outside world for one striking tradition above all others, the large clay or wooden plates that the women wear in their lower lips. This practice has made them one of the most visually distinctive peoples in all of Africa. The process begins when a girl reaches her mid-teens. Her lower lip is pierced by her mother, and a small wooden plug is inserted. Over a period of months, this plug is replaced with progressively larger ones, gradually stretching the lip. When the hole is large enough, the first clay lip plate, or debia tugoin, is inserted. The size of the plate is a measure of the woman's maturity, her strength, and her self-esteem. It is worn with immense pride. While the exact origin of this tradition is unknown, it holds deep significance within Mercy culture. It is a powerful symbol of a woman's journey from girlhood to womanhood, a mark of her Mercy identity. A woman will typically wear her plate when serving her husband food or during important rituals and ceremonies. It is inextricably linked to female strength and the concept of fertility. The larger the plate, the greater the bride wealth, usually in the form of cattle, her family can expect upon her marriage. The men of the Mercy have their own distinct rituals of scarification and combat. Young men prove their strength and courage through the donga, a fierce and highly ritualized form of stick fighting. Warriors from different villages meet to compete, armed with long wooden poles. The fighting is brutal and injuries are common, but the goal is not to kill. It is to prove one's worth, to settle disputes, and to attract a wife. The victors are celebrated and are often carried aloft on the shoulders of their comrades. Like other groups in the Omo Valley, the Mercy practice intricate body painting. Using clays and mineral pigments found in their local environment, they paint elaborate patterns on their faces and bodies. These designs are not random, they are a form of expression, a way to enhance beauty, display creativity, and mark participation in specific ceremonies. They transform the human body into a living canvas, a temporary masterpiece of cultural art. The Mercy's world is changing rapidly and dramatically. The construction of a massive hydroelectric dam on the Omo River, and the establishment of large-scale commercial sugar plantations on their traditional lands, threaten their way of life. These developments disrupt the river's natural flood cycle, which is essential for their flood recession agriculture, and restrict their access to grazing land. The Mercy now find themselves in a desperate fight for their cultural and physical survival in a rapidly changing Ethiopia. In the turquoise waters of the Coral Triangle between the Philippines, Malaysia and Indonesia, live a people whose home is not the land but the sea. They are the Bajau, often called sea nomads or sea gypsies. For generations, many of them have lived a purely nomadic existence, spending the majority of their lives on small, hand-built houseboats called lepa-lepa. The sea is their playground, their larder, and their entire universe. Their connection to the ocean is so profound that it has shaped their very biology. The Bajau are masters of free diving, able to hold their breath for extraordinary lengths of time and dive to depths of over 70 meters. They hunt for fish, octopus, and sea cucumbers using handmade spears and nets. Scientific studies have revealed that they have evolved genetically, developing significantly larger spleens than other human populations. The spleen acts as a biological scuba tank, storing oxygenated red blood cells, which gives them their incredible underwater endurance. The life of a Bajau child is one of almost complete immersion in the marine world. Before they can walk, they learn to swim. Before they learn of the world on land, they learn the rhythms of the tides, the currents, and the habits of the creatures that live beneath the waves. Their eyesight is also uniquely adapted, allowing them to see with remarkable clarity underwater, a skill honed from a young age through a life spent hunting and playing in the sea. Their entire culture is built around this marine existence. Their houseboats are their homes, kitchens, and transport. They are born on these boats, they marry between them, and traditionally, they were even buried at sea. They come ashore only to trade their catch for necessities like fresh water, rice, and cassava, or to build new boats. Their knowledge of the marine environment, of weather patterns, and of celestial navigation is passed down orally from one generation to the next. Spirituality for the Bajau is a blend of animistic beliefs and Islam. They believe that the sea is inhabited by spirits and they make regular offerings to appease them and ensure safe passage and a bountiful catch. Shamans play an important role, communicating with the spirits and performing rituals to heal the sick or to guide the souls of the deceased into the afterlife. Their connection is not just to the physical sea, but to its spiritual essence. Today, the traditional nomadic lifestyle of the Bajau is disappearing. Overfishing, climate change destroying coral reefs, and pressure from governments to settle on land are forcing many to abandon their houseboats. As they move into stilt villages or land-based communities, their unique skills and deep connection to the ocean are beginning to fade. The story of the Bajau is a poignant example of how a culture, perfectly adapted to its environment, can be threatened when that environment itself is under threat. Tucked away in 3 remote high-altitude valleys in the Hindu Kush Mountains of Pakistan, live the Kalash people. Surrounded by a predominantly Muslim region, the Kalash are strikingly unique. They are polytheists, practicing a religion that some believe to be a form of ancient Hinduism or perhaps an even older Indo-Aryan faith. Their culture, language, and beliefs are unlike any of their neighbors, making them a fascinating cultural island in a sea of monotheism. Their physical appearance has long been a source of speculation, with many Kalash having fair skin and blue or green eyes. A popular though unproven legend claims they are descendants of the soldiers of Alexander the Great's army, who settled in these valleys over 2,000 years ago. While genetic studies have shown this to be unlikely, it has added to the mystique that surrounds this isolated community. Their origins remain a subject of debate, but their cultural distinctiveness is undeniable. The Kalash worldview is rich with a pantheon of gods and goddesses, spirits of the natural world, and a deep reverence for their ancestors. Their main deity is Kodai, but they have many others who preside over specific aspects of life. They believe in a division between the pure and the impure. Goats are considered sacred and pure, associated with men and the highlands, while women are associated with the impure but essential work of agriculture and childbirth in the valleys below. This duality is reflected in their customs and their architecture. Their temples, called Gestak Han, are dedicated to their ancestors and are decorated with carved wooden horse heads. Women are considered impure during menstruation and childbirth, and must reside in a special, separate house called a bashalini during these times. It is a place for women only, a space outside the normal rules of village life. The most vibrant expression of their culture is found in their festivals. The most important of these is Chalmos, a winter solstice festival lasting for 2 weeks. It is a time of feasting, dancing, and purification ceremonies. Great bonfires are lit, and the Kalash sing and dance in circles, paying homage to their ancestors and the god Balamain, who is believed to visit the valleys during the festival. It is a joyous and colorful celebration of life and renewal. The Kalash have faced immense pressure to convert to Islam over the centuries, and their numbers have dwindled significantly. Today, only a few thousand remain. They are fighting to preserve their unique language, their complex religion, and their vibrant traditions in the face of both external pressures and the internal lure of the modern world. Their continued existence in these high valleys is a testament to their resilience and the profound strength of their cultural identity. Our journey has taken us across the globe, from the jealously guarded shores of North Sentinel Island to the high, windswept valleys of the Hindu Kush. We have witnessed the profound beauty of the Himba's ochre skin, the athletic grace of the Maasai warrior, and the deep aquatic adaptations of the Bajau. Each culture, a unique and brilliant solution to the question of how to live. They are not relics of a bygone era, but vibrant living communities, each contributing a unique note to the grand symphony of human culture. Their stories are a powerful testament to our species' creativity, resilience, and adaptability. The world is changing, and the pressures on these communities are immense. As we have seen, many are fighting for their very survival, for their land, their language, and their right to exist on their own terms. To lose even one of these cultures is to lose a part of ourselves, to silence a voice that holds irreplaceable knowledge about our world and our shared past. Their existence challenges our own perspectives and enriches our understanding of what it means to be human. It is our collective responsibility to ensure these stories do not fade into silence. We hope this exploration has opened your eyes to the incredible diversity that still exists in our world. Which of these extraordinary tribes resonated with you the most? Was it the mystery of the Sentinelese, the artistry of the Huli, or the ancient wisdom of the San? Please share your thoughts in the comments below. And if you wish to continue exploring the rich tapestry of human culture with us, please consider subscribing to Apex Adventures and joining our community of global explorers. Thank you for watching.